The M4 iPad Pro is thinner, lighter, has a stunning new OLED display, and I bought one. But should you upgrade from the M1 or M2? Honestly, don't upgrade until you understand this one crucial thing. Let's break it down. Look, let's be real. The only reason I bought this M4 iPad Pro was because I have this channel. I had no reason whatsoever to buy it, as I mentioned in previous videos. And the reason is simple. I buy something when I think it will make me more productive or as an investment, which is the case for this channel. However, the moment you take it out of the box, wow, you feel how incredible thin it is. You see that new tandem OLED display, and for a brief of moment, it feels like you're holding the future of computing in your hands. But stick with me, because in a moment I'll explain why this upgrade might feel exciting at first, but really frustrating later. So, does that initial wow translate into a meaningful upgrade for creators and productivity? That's the expensive question. The main physical difference you'll notice are the display and the thinness. It is noticeable thinner, and while it's lighter, I think about 100 grams less, honestly, you might not feel a dramatic difference at first. But after using only the M4 Pro for a week, when I picked up my M2 Pro again, I immediately felt that weight difference. It's subtle, but it's there once you adjust. Now, is this a game changer? I don't think so. The M2 Pro is already an impressively thin and light device, so still, I gotta say, this thing is really thin, like impressively thin. Now, the screen. Put them side by side for normal work, like writing a script, using productivity apps, browsing the web, and the difference, it's not that special. I would say that the M4 Pro just looks a bit warmer and sharp. Now, where you really see it is watching movies or videos. On the M4 Pro, blacks are really black, like are actually black. On the M2 Pro, they look more like dark gray, and you notice that immediately. Actually, you probably can notice. I hope so, for the camera, because it's definitely noticeable. And it still happens today. When I picked the M4 Pro, I'm still blown away by the blacks. Like, it's really black. The colors are also more vibrant and there's more contrast. And watching 4K content, the difference is definitely more considerable. So is this a plus for video editors or maybe digital designers? Sure, but is it worth upgrading just for this? That's tough, because let's face it, the M2 Pro screen is still incredible. I honestly doubt your work quality will magically improve because of this screen difference. And so, unless you're doing high-end color grading for TV and film, and if you are, you're probably not doing it primarily on an iPad anyway, right? Okay, performance. The M4 chip is a beast, no doubt. It is on the new MacBooks and it is on the new iPads. And the only place I personally noticed a difference was when video editing. It feels faster, more snappy when scrubbing, and the export times are quicker. But for everything else, using productivity apps like Numbers or Notion, YouTube, social media, browsing the web, it feels exactly the same as the M2. Like, zero noticeable difference in daily use. Kinda makes you wonder, like, is there something wrong with the M4 Pro? Shouldn't I feel the difference? Well, the M2 Pro is already a super powerful iPad, but I'll touch on that later. What about the new Apple Pencil Pro? Now, I don't do heavy drawing in Procreate, I'm terrible at it actually, but I do write a lot. It's why I love the iPad, it keeps my desk clear of paper. And for writing, the only real difference I noticed is the new squeeze gesture. It is faster for changing tools or colors compared to the Gen 2 pencil. Instead of opening the menu, you just squeeze and you can quickly change whatever you need. It's neat. But everything else, the actual feeling of writing, the latency, the precision, feels exactly like the second gen pencil to me. So if you're not a digital artist pushing the creative boundaries, the Pencil Pro upgrade feels like minor. It's really just this new squeeze feature. Although for someone that uses the Apple Pencil on a daily basis, it will help you save some time. But if you've been using the Gen 2 pencil on your M2, honestly, you're not missing out on much. I would say that is a nice to have, not a must have. More like a small quality of life improvement. And by the way, speaking of using the iPad for writing in different angles, I've actually been using this new MOFT dynamic folio with the M4 Pro for the last couple of weeks. And you know MOFT. It has that really modern design, super lightweight, uses great quality, water-resistant materials, and as always with MOFT, ergonomics is clearly a top priority. It's magnetic, snaps right on, it allows you to have 20 plus different ways to view and orient the iPad. It's quite impressive. I find myself using maybe 4 or 5 main angles regularly, and honestly, they allow me to do pretty much any task comfortably. Whether that's typing the script, sketching with a pencil, or just viewing content. It gives you those crucial angles instantly and adds decent protection without bulk. And it also fits naturally into my daily workflow, because that's the kind of thing I like. Things that help me be more productive, and the ergonomics are really important to me. So just thought I would mention it as it's become part of my current setup. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check it out. Anyway, back to the M4 versus M2 main comparison. So we have this incredible thin, light device with a stunning screen and desktop class power. So why am I telling you not to upgrade? It's come down to this: iPad OS. The hardware is pushing boundaries year after year, but the software experience still feels limited. For more powerful pro workflows that creators need, iPadOS can still be the bottleneck. Like, are you really leveraging all that M4 power if the OS restricts your file management, multitasking, or background processes? Look, I don't want macOS on the iPad. I actually like iPadOS the way it is, an app-based OS. But why not make it powerful enough to let us get the most out of this hardware? I mean, this much power for what? And the same is true for the M2 Pro. Honestly, Apple, it's like buying a Ferrari but being stuck in traffic every single day. Like, the power is there, you just can't use it. And to be honest, it's getting to a point where I honestly can't see the reason to keep upgrading. Even for app developers. Like, what's next? The exact same model with even more power we can actually use? Just let me use Final Cut the same way I use it on my Mac. Same features, same workflow, and it's not just for Final Cut, it's everything else too. Like, you're calling it Pro for a reason, and you're marketing towards creators, so why not? And that's the main reason it took me so long to actually get one. If it wasn't for this channel, I wouldn't buy it. It's really frustrating because I absolutely love the iPad. I want to love it even more. But until they unlock the software potential, it feels like we're always just waiting for the next promise to be fulfilled. Anyway, back to the main question. Is it worth upgrading from an M1 or M2 iPad Pro? Honestly, thinking coldly, responsibly, with common sense, no. I don't think so. It's probably not. Is the M4 spectacular? Yes. Is the new super thin design incredible? Yes. Is the display fantastic? Absolutely. But unless you're a professional designer or video editor working heavily with HDR content on the iPad, or you spend all day watching 4K movies on it, there's no reason to upgrade. There's pretty much nothing you can do on the M4 Pro that you can't already do on the M1 or M2 iPad Pros. The M1 and M2 screens are already amazing. The performance on the M2 for 95% of tasks feels identical. So unless money is truly no problem for you, my honest opinion is this: while we're limited by iPadOS for truly pro workflows, spending premium money on the latest hardware doesn't make practical sense. Save your money, the M2 or even M1 is likely still more than powerful enough. So that's my take. An incredible piece of hardware held back by its software potential for many pro users. Let me know what you think. Are you upgrading? Did you already? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to check out any of the gear mentioned, including the MOFT dynamic folio, links are in the description. And if you're a creator, there's also a free Notion template and a guide and gear list for free for you to download to help you step up your game. And in my next video, I'm actually testing this iPad M4 against my full desktop workflow as a creator. So subscribe if you want to see that real world comparison, more Apple productivity and creator content. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.